Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, Sagittarius, welcome. I'm so excited to be here with you today. This one's going to be a good one. I know it. We have the Ace of Discs. This is all about matters of the material world, right? That earthy kingdom, the Malthusian sphere. So it is the base reality, the physical world, the matrix, or whatever, whatever you want to call it. Oftentimes this is bringing in energy of, things within our domestic life, our work life. Maybe you're quite literally building something. It could be passions, hobbies, relationships, things that happen in our waking life. So let's go ahead. We're going to take a look, and I wanted to mention, if you happen to have a prayer request, go ahead and put that in the comments, or you can email me. I know not everybody likes to put their business out there, or, have their name, whatever account commenting on stuff. So you can email me at ulaishere@gmail.com if you have any kind of prayer request or like positive energy, healing energy sent your way. I am most happy to do that. And if you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, the YouTube's always wants us to say that at the beginning and at the end of the reading. I got out of the habit of it for a while. Now I'm trying to implement it once more. Okay, so we have the number 36. And it could also be, actually, it looks like 6636. So 6,636. Okay, so maybe it is just two different numbers, 66 and 36. But they definitely all kind of feel within the realm of each other. So we have the numbers up here. Where'd you go? 120, that's the 2 up there. 126 and the number 24. So we have 66, 36. We have 126 and we have 24. We also have it looks like we have 2 koi, one here, one here. So these are symbols of longevity, of good health, of prosperity, a most sacred symbol. So I do feel that you are really working towards a more healthy lifestyle, whatever that means to you. Right? There's no one way. There's no one configuration or one path or technique or modality or whatever. It is so beautifully unique to each of us. And that's what makes life beautiful, the variety, right? So whatever health and healthy means to you, whatever that looks like for you, it's all valid. I feel that this isn't where you're beginning, but I feel you've already begun the journey. You might be in a place where you are wavering, any kind of lasting change in our life as we, it's kind of like, well, I have been on my own kind of wellness journey, right? I have been very focused on getting my physical health back together. I have lost about 100 pounds. Well, yeah, 100 pounds. I have. And that seems so unreal to say that, but in the last year, right? And it, no medication or anything like that. Exercise, diet. Not that there's anything wrong with medication. Let me just say that I am a full supporter. Whatever works for you, you know what I mean. But for me, it was the way that I'm doing it now, and I'm still working on it, and so on. But there are times, and there have been many along this path I've been on, where you might fall out of your routine. Maybe you get sick and you stop going to the gym for a couple of days, 3 days. And then on that fourth day, when it's time to go back, you think, well, maybe I'll just one more day, right? Okay, well, maybe I'll go back. I'll do like just an easy to get back into it. And you find yourself less motivated, not focused, kind of putting things off. And then next thing you know, you're not thinking about it at all. You're just kind of back to life as it was, right? And so I feel like for you, this is a place where you are becoming very aware that you are getting into a spot in your journey where it might be a little more difficult. You have to gather yourself, get that motivation going, pump yourself up, do those affirmations, gas yourself up. If you have people you check in with, if you have buddies that you're, doing whatever work you are working on. I remember when I've done DBT a few times, and this is a kind of therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy. When I did it, usually it's in a group setting, or at least that's, how it used to be when I was like in my late 20s, my early 30s. So like 10 years ago-ish. Yeah, and you would be in a group, and I made, friends, bonds with people who were also doing the work, and we would check in with each other. And so if you maybe have somebody you check in with, but I feel like this is a place where you really got to refocus yourself. You got to lock in. You got to make that decision. Even if I don't want to do it today, I'm going to do it because I'm going to be happy I did tomorrow. Right? And I'm just going to keep on like that day by day. We're not thinking about the week. We're not thinking about the month. We're not thinking about our year goals or whatever. No, we're thinking about right now. We're thinking about today. Manageable. So I feel that this is a place where you are. You're getting refocused. You're aware. Okay, I'm starting to maybe slack a little bit. Maybe I'm a little less interested. Maybe I'm not feeling the same kind of, excitement or dopamine or, serotonin or whatever thing, that really kind of feeds us to keep going when we are doing well, right? But I think this is going to be that difficulty, is just getting past that urge to slow down or put it off, or maybe just kind of giving up, right? I did this once or twice. I didn't really like it. I'm done. But it's something that really is going to benefit you, and something that maybe you'll learn to love. Again, I hate to keep using like the intentional movement stuff, but that's where a lot of my any extra time I have in my life, which is very little, is all towards thinking about, fitness goals right now. So, for me, when I started, I do the recumbent bike every day. My goal currently is 15 miles a day, 7 days a week. And when I started, I did not like it. No, I didn't. I can't even begin to lie to you. I did not like it. It was hard. It was difficult to get going. But I kept pushing, and I got to a point where I broke through that first kind of barrier, and I had like a ride where I started to feel good. Man, it really boosted my mood. My energy level was up. It just was like, whoa, okay, this is maybe that thing that people are talking about. Right? And so I feel like, I'm not saying stick with something if you absolutely, it's not for you. You're done. This is not, this is not beneficial in any way. It never will be, right? Don't stick with it then. I mean, absolutely. Nobody loves quitting something more than me. Believe that. But yeah, so I think that this thing is really going, whatever it is, I really think that if you keep on with it, it's really going to work out for you in your benefit. Okay, so somebody around you is getting married, engaged, married. I see here we have the heart. We have two people coming together within the heart. We have people out here standing, pointing. A sense of dancing. Two people together, almost like they're ice skating together, like couples ice skating. Oh my gosh. I used to love ice skating when I was a kid in the late 90s, mid 90s. Oh. What a time to be watching sports. So somebody getting engaged, married. A lot of excitement in the family. We have a knight who has a sword. We have, it looks like if a sheep or maybe like a donkey or something is in a humanoid form, wearing clothes, holding something. I imagine like an offering, has a wreath on. So I almost kind of feel like you are the one that is going to bless this marriage. I don't know if you're going to officiate, but I feel like your approval is so important here. So I wonder if this is like your kids, or maybe you mentored one of these people who are getting married. Maybe it is your own relationship and you are the one, you are the beginning and the end of what you need to know. But I do feel that this union is a rare one. There's a sense of deep respect and care for one another, as though, and it's not just like if this is a, there's a feminine and masculine role to play, that this is just the masculine part of it, the knight, that knight in shining armor kind of energy. No, this is exemplified on both sides, on all sides, right? And so the sense of protecting, caring, having safety within one another. I feel like this is a very blessed union, and everybody around knows it. I think this will be one of the rare ones that really, not only do they stay together, but I think it really works out. I do. I think it really works out for them. So we also have, it looks like the letter J, and then over here it's either ear, E-A-R, or car. It almost looks like J.car, if that means something to you. I would be surprised, but if it does, put it in the comments. Okay, now we have a person here looking up at the sky, and we have, it looks like a UFO, a high strangeness situation going on. So I do feel like as all of this kind of stuff is going on around you, I feel like you are going to have a encounter of some kind. You will witness something sacred. There will be some kind of revelation. Maybe you'll actually see like a UFO. Whatever it is, I feel that this pulls you out of the mundane. Now, we talked about earlier, we have the Ace of Discs, which is that earth energy. But I feel like this arrival of this kind of otherworldly thing pulls you into that airy space. Now, we also had that knight with the sword being air, right? And air is all about thinking, innovating, working things out, having just that sharp intellect and using it. So I do feel like you are going to be much more in your mind. I feel you really planning ahead. And it does kind of it feels to me almost that there is a, sorry, let me see here real quick. An encounter with the Hat Man, but not that Hat Man. This is a manifestation of death right here with the hat. And it's a person. Now behind we have another person who seems to be holding something, maybe a scroll. They're handing it to one another. We also have a being up here holding, oh, that's the one, oh, okay, that's, yes. It actually, now that I'm looking at it, it kind of looks like Hermes with the wings on there. But this is the officiant, I see. Now, facing this way looked like that animal. And yes, very much having that energy of open-heartedness and just loving love, right? Adoring seeing two people so in love. But over here, yeah, we have that. And we also have the shovel. And we have two people that look like they're marching towards this volcano, that the smoke is coming out. So I feel like there's a sense of great happiness, stability, a lot of busyness and excitement, but then I think it's like swiftly followed by this confrontation with the archetype. Now, I don't mean physical death, okay? Although that, I mean, it could be that you are very aware of your mortality or somebody in your life, right? Maybe somebody is sick or passed on or, you know, these kinds of things. But usually death does not represent the death of yourself or somebody else, right? Death usually is a ending, some kind of ending to something. So I do feel like there's this abrupt awareness of an ending, of death, of something. not staying the same. Now, holding that paper, I almost wonder if you're like selling something. Maybe like you've decided to sell your house and this is like the end of an era. But I feel that you were preparing. We have the people marching towards the volcano. I feel that you are being proactive about preparing for the future here. Now, what does this look like? I mean, maybe, you're seeing that like I'm in an industry, I have my career in this industry that is shrinking, and you don't have any idea, am I going to have a job in 10 years? Is this even going to be a career that people have? And being proactive about pivoting, finding something in the same, industry that's maybe a little different or something entirely different altogether. And I know we all sigh even thinking about this. But, I think that I'm not saying that there's any big problem coming, but I do feel like, well, even us collectively as, a society or a global, group of people, of human beings populating this earth. I think that we know something's up. Something has been up, but man, does it really feel like something's up. So, I think it seems fair to, consider that there are a lot of people who are starting to think I better start planning for an uncertain future. Now, this has always happened with people, of course. Every generation thinks it's going to be the last or the one that's going to have it the hardest. But now, reality seems almost so absurd that, it's hard not to be freaked out about the future, right? So, I think that you are in a place where, okay, like this really wonderful stuff is happening, but you're also like, then it sets in like, okay, things are changing. Not necessarily for the worse. Maybe some aspects, but not everything. Not everything. But I do. And I don't know. This happens to me. Like the most happiest events and moments and rites of passage can be going on. And then I am faced with kind of the counter energy. And I have to really temper myself. And that's another part of this, is making sure that you are tempering yourself and, not going too far with it. We can tend to catastrophize as human beings. And start to really ruminate on our anxieties and the what ifs and, all of that. So I feel like that's an important part, but I do, I think it's not a bad thing to be prepared, right? It's not a bad thing to be expecting that things might be different. All right, let's take a look here. We have the number 9, we have the number 6, the letter A. 9, 6, A. Nine seems to be a really important number in this cycle for you. It seems to be very connected to love and a sense of prayer, maybe offering, maybe asking for some clarity, a bondedness, whatever it is. But I do feel like 9. 9 is the number here, okay? We also have the Scorpion, right here, or Scorpio. We have a soccer or football, depending on where you live. If you're in America, we call it soccer. The shoe and the ball right there. So I feel like maybe a Scorpio that's either they play soccer or they have before. Maybe they are big football fans. But I do feel like this energy is very potent. We also have the letters ER. So in America, I don't know if this is the same everywhere, but in America, our emergency rooms, that's where you go if you have like an accident or you're really sick or whatever. So I don't feel like this is necessarily like a health thing, but I do feel like this person is going to be having some kind of life emergency. Okay. Now, I do feel like it has to do with the household that they're living in. And I feel like, and we have the person meditating. I kind of almost feel like they reach out to you. They, are seeking some kind of assistance from you. But I almost kind of feel like there's a sense of not fully trusting in their perception of the situation or their role in the situation. So it's kind of like, if you had like your two kids are fighting and one's saying one thing, the other's saying something completely different. And you're, these people, these little people, and what is likely more true than what's not, right? And you kind of have to figure that out somewhere in the middle. But here's the thing. I think that they reached out to you, which is it takes a lot of courage for them. So something is up. If it's not that, like this is the vessel they're using, this whatever situation to come to you for advice or help or whatever, but there's something beneath it. And I know that you can feel that. You have a strong caretaker, parent, grandparent energy. And that means that you're really good at seeing through things, right? Getting to the closer to the core problem. Now, we also have a dolphin on here, so that tells me that there's a strong psychic element here. And I feel like it maybe is this person that's coming to you for help. I feel like when you are interacting with them, you're psychic, clairvoyant, the feelings, the impressions, the visions, the things that, and I think that you're somebody who sees a lot of things. Now, maybe not in waking life. Maybe this is in your dream realm. Maybe you're doing active imagination or meditation or whatever it is. But I think you're a very visual person. And this encounter or this situation that you get involved with here, it's like it amplifies this part of yourself. I don't know what that is about the person that you're helping. They also are very gifted as, psychic or clairvoyant in some manner. So I'm wondering if you're related. It feels like there's probably some relation there. But it seems very intense. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, I don't know what your role really is here, but I do feel like when a Sagittarius person is called upon, it's kind of like your deepest form is activated. Like, I'm sorry, and I know that not all of you love when I say this. I've seen it in the comments, and believe me, I've taken it into deep consideration, but I do often experience Sagittarius people in caregiver roles. So people that are really, really devoted to their parenting, people that are teachers, work in the medical field, maybe home care, counseling. Maybe you're the kid in the family that takes care of your parents. Whatever it is. You find yourself in these roles, and you might not love that. You might have been the one, like, growing up, everybody leaned on you to help raise the other kids and that kind of thing. But I feel like when you step into the role, at least in the beginning, it really is kind of like you are activated and you just know what to do. So I do feel like this is a cycle where things feel very meaningful. It's not just like you're like blah. I'm just like going through life. Everything's kind of blah. Or everything's just okay, whatever, it's cool. I'm just going to go home and make dinner and, watch a show. And it's not bad. It's not good. Just what it is, right? That's not how things feel right now. No, everything feels highly meaningful, very emotionally charged, and very psychic. Very psychic. Number 37 as our first lucky number. 37, number 6, 37, 6, and 44. Number 44. All right, and then we're going to end with our Water Blessings affirmation cards, and I'm just going to go ahead and flip through, stop where it feels right, and it says, wow, here's the beautiful artwork, and it says number 9. See, number 9, important. I didn't plan that, it just came out. Evergreen lushness, luminous, feminine, spirit blooms eternal. Luminous, feminine, spirit blooms eternal. All right. Well, Sagittarius, I want to tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring you these messages. If you would be so kind as to like the video, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. I think that's it. All right. Well, I love you. Take care of yourself. I'm trying to think. I swear I was going to talk about something, but I can't remember. I don't know. The full moon is, last night I saw the beginning of the full moon, and I think the full moon is technically tonight, not when this comes out. It'll already be past at that point, but that buck moon, just so potent, so potent. I was standing out at a campsite. We had gone out there to see some friends. And there's a beautiful lake in front of us. And over the lake was the moon and the long line of the moon reflecting on the lake. And perfect. It was perfection. Campfire, smells, just beautiful. And it felt like I was drawing strength from her, like just filling me up. And so I do hope that you have a chance to see the moon and set some beautiful intentions for yourself for this next lunar cycle. All right. Sagittarius, I love you. I love you. I love you. We'll talk soon. Good night.